Hi everyone, this is lab 2.6.1.2, securing the router for administrative access. These are the steps: address table, and let's jump in. This is the lab. So let's go with the first step. So attach the device as shown in the topology and cable as necessary. We'll do this. And now the steps: configure host names as shown in the topology, configure interface IP addresses as shown in the IP addressing table. So let's start with these two for each router. So let's go here and let's go to the lab. So R1, let's change the name first. So enable mode, conft host name R1, and then we'll do this on R2. Enable mode, conft and host name R2. Let's do this for R3 also. Enable mode, conft host name R3. Now we renamed all of them. Now let's assign the interfaces to the network and IP addresses and subnet masks as shown here. So let's start with R1. So let's go here. So R1 on the interface G0/1, and we have the IP address and subnet mask. Okay, so we'll jump into interface the G0/1. Show interface. Let's do it again. Show interface IP interface briefly. Because this router is a little bit different, so we'll have to follow different naming. So we'll go to conft interface the G0/0/1 at this router, and then IP address. Let's go back again. 192.1. Okay, so it would be, let's request more time. 192.168.1.155.255.255.0, and no shut to turn it on. Let's go to the next one. 000. Do show interface, no, IP interface briefly. Let's go to mouse. So the serial here is 0/1/0. It's just different name of the interface. So we'll go serial 0/1/0. And what's the IP address? Okay, so IP address 10.1.1.1 255.255.255.252. No shut. And also I believe there is another step that we need to do. On the next one, we need just to say the clock rate 64000. So this is on the same serial port. So we'll just say clock rate 64000. let's not do this now. We'll finish A, B, and C for the rest. So let's do it now for R2. So in R2, let's go back again to the address table and do show IP interface briefly. So this one is still different. Okay, so we'll jump to the first port. R2 is serial 000, serial 001. So interface 0 over 1 over 0. Let's see. That's IP address and subnet mask. And the second one, IP address and subnet mask. Okay. Yep, sorry. I have to put S here. So IP address 10.1.1.2 255 255 255 252. That's the correct one. Yeah. No shut, turn it on. Let's jump to the next 0 over 1 over 1. Next interface. IP address 10.2.2.2 255 255 255 252. And again clock rate 64000 and no shut. So this is for R2. Yep. Let's do the same for R3. So we jump here. For R3, and this is network, and that's the network. Okay, so let's do show IP interface briefly, and it's still not the same, but we'll manage. So we'll go to interface G0 over 0 over 1. IP address 192.168.31.55.255.255.0. No shut. And second interface is serial 0 over 1 over 1, I believe. Yep, 1. IP address 10.2.2.1 255 255 255 252. No shut. Okay. Just making sure I've entered the IP addresses correctly. Okay. Now next step, let's go down. So we'll do this. Prevent router from attempting to translate incorrectly. Enter command. We need to disable DNS lookup. This is for R1, so I will just copy this one and paste it in all 3 routers. Paste. Okay. Paste. Alright. Paste. Okay. Now let's go to the next step. Configure OSPF routing on the routers. Use the router OSPF command in global config mode to enable OSPF on router 1. So we'll do this. Let's go to router 1, paste. Alright, we enter the network. Okay, and next one, I just need to make sure that's 192.168.10.1.1.0. Let's make sure it's the correct addresses. Yep, it's the correct addresses. So this is for router 1, and we need to do the same for R2 and R3. Okay, let's go to R2. Okay, it's not responding. We'll just wait until it's come back. Now it's back. Okay, so we'll say router OSPF1. Let's So we are at this step. I'm just going up for the address table because we're gonna need it. Okay. The network 10.1.1.0 and the wild card for subnet 0.0 area 0, and the second network 10.2.2.0 0003 area 0. So this is R2. Now let's jump to R3. Okay. Router OSPF1 network 192.168.30.000.255 area 0. Network second one 10.2.2.0.0003 area 0. Now, issue the passive interface command to change the port on R1 and R3. So I'm going I'm not going copying this because this is a different port. So we'll go to R1. So I just do show IP interface briefly. So I'm pushing on, instead of G0/1, it will be G0/1. Okay, so router OSPF. Oh, sorry. We are in it already. So we'll just say passive interface G0/0/1. Then we jump to R3. Let's see which passes it. Do show IP interface briefly. Okay, so on R3 it would be passive interface G 0/0/1. Okay, so we've done this. Now we need to verify OSPF neighbors and routing information. So on R1 we'll just do this, and this is the enable mode. So let's jump to R1, say exit, exit, let's write everything. Okay, so let's paste. Okay, it's the same. If we say show IP route, I believe it's all correct. Now configure static IP address subnet mask on PCA and PCC as shown in the IP address table. So we are at step 5, which is, let's highlight this one so we can go back to it again. So PCA and PCC. So let's go back to PCA and let's open the network to configure it. Network and sharing center, the Ethernet properties, IP version 4. Let's go back here. So it's this one. Can we paste here? No, we'll have to type it in. So that's 1, that's 3. So it would be here 192 and 68.1.3. That's a subnet mask, and the default is 192.168.1.1. Okay, okay. And just wait a few seconds. Yep, it's connected. Yep. And now the packets are going sent and received in and out. So this one is working now. Close this one. Let's do the same here. So open network and sharing center, network and sharing center, Ethernet properties, IP version 4, and this one would be 192.168.3.3, same net subnet mask, 192.168.1, oh, not 1, 3.1. And okay, wait a few seconds, and yes, network is up and packets are going in and out. All right, next step, let's go back to the highlight line. Oh, I think I paused it. Yep, we were here. Okay, now ping for R1 from R1 to R3. So let's do this now. Go back to R1, ping 192.168.3.1, and we have a success rate. Next, ping from PCA on R1 to PCC on R3 LAN. Okay, so we go to PCA, open, ping 192.168.33, and we have a connection. Save the config file on each router. So we'll go here, we'll say write, we'll go here, say end, and then write, go here, end, and then write. Okay, next step. In part 2 we will configure this stuff. Let's go with the steps. Configure and encrypt password on R1 and R3. Use the security password command to set the minimum password length of 10 characters. So I'm gonna copy this one. Copy, this is on R1 and R3. So I will just conf t, paste, alright, conf t, paste, alright, done on R1 and R3. Configure the enable secret password. Configure the enable secret password on both routers. So we'll do this on R1 and R3. And we're using type 9 script, which is here. Hashing algorithm. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this command. Alright, and that's the password. Cisco12345. I go to R3. Same. Okay, so this is done. We'll continue. Configure basic console. To avoid repetition, log in during this lab. So we set to 00. Line console 0, password Cisco con, exec timeout 5 minutes 0, log in, logging synchronous. So let's do this. For routers, so these are done in all routers. So let's do this one by one. We'll just do step 1 now. So for router, line console 0, password Cisco con, exec. It's asking me because we've set it to 10 lengths and this is less, to 10 characters I mean, and this is less 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Says auxiliary is more than 10, so it would be alright. Then I will just add 1 to 3 to this one. So 1 to 3, exec timeout 5 0, log in, logging synchronous. R2 conf t line console. Did it say R2 or R3? It just say configure console password and enable login for routers. So I assume it's all 3 routers. So let's do it on all 3 of them. password would be Cisco con 123. Timeout 50. Log in. Logging synchronous. And let's do this on R3 also. Line console 0. Password Cisco con 123. Exit timeout 50. Log in. Logging synchro. So that's done for all of them. So it said here the password one. Yeah, it was less than 10, so we couldn't. That's why I added 1 to 3. Oh, it's the password would be Cisco con pass. So let's change this to Cisco compass. So we'll go here. Okay, it's not responsive again. We'll have to wait. Yep. So password would be Cisco con. What was it again? Pass. Okay, so R2. Password Cisco con pass. And R3. So R3 is not respond. Yep, now it is. So let's say password Cisco con pass. Now the auxiliary. At this time, say configure it for R1. So we'll do this for R1. So let's jump to R1. Exit. Line auxiliary 0. Oh. Password Cisco auxiliary pass. Exit time out is 5 minutes. And log in. So now it's asking me telnet R2 from R2 to R1. So I'm going to copy this one from R2. I will just say end, exit. What was Cisco on pass? Yep, and then let's run the command telnet. It's closed, so we cannot do this. Now we configure the VTY on router 1. And we'll enable telnet feature. Okay, so let's jump. So now we cannot do this. When we configure that, it should be fine. So line VTY 04 password Cisco VTY pass. Exit time out 50. Transport input telnet and log in. That's done. Now we need to try to telnet again from R2. Now it's asking Cisco what was it? Cisco oops, Cisco VTY pass. Yep, and now we are in R1. Let's exit, go back to R2. Now, use the service password encryption command to encrypt console, auxiliary, and VTY password. We will do this. Enable conf that's R2. Now exit R3, and let's do on R1 also. I believe we need to answer the questions. We'll do it later. Let's do it now anyway. Issue show run. Can you read the console auxiliary and password? So if we, let's say on R1, do show run, and I cannot see it because we've already encrypted the password. So we'll just say here, you cannot password are encrypted. What level number is the default enable secret password encrypted? Hmm? Okay, let's continue with the steps. So we need to configure warning message. Uh, okay. Next is investigate options for the username command. So let's copy this one. So what kind of algorithm available? So just we have MD5 script and SHA-256. Actually, can we copy these? Just put them here. No. Okay. We need to create using script a username on R1, so I'm gonna use this one. Let's go on R1. Exit global mode and save configuration, display test the new account logging in. So on R1 I will just say line console 0 log in local and write, and then end and write, end and write. So I saved it. Now we need to telnet from PCA to the router R1. So let's go to PCA, telnet 192.168.1.1. It's asking for the password, Cisco VTY pass, and we are in R1. That needs us to log in as user, and we use this one. Okay, we're gonna test SSH configuration. So on R1 we'll say this is the domain name, so conft paste, okay, and configure a privileged username for login using the SSH client. Username admin, privilege 15, algorithm, script, secret, Cisco 1234. I'm going to copy all of this. Yep. Then next step is configure the incoming VTY lines. 04, level 15, login local, and transport is SSH. Let's do this on R1. Line VTY 04, privilege level 15, login local, transport input SSH, and exit. And right. Okay. Then we're going to create a crypto key. We remove the old one first, so conft again, paste, yes. So we erased the current one, and now we're gonna create a new one. Paste, and it is done. We need to put SSH on version 2. Alright, and exit. Oops, exit. Right. We still have 9 minutes for the lab to expire. So let's do this. SSH timeout 90. That's on conft global mode. Alright. And then how many retries if it's failed to authenticate. Alright. Now we save everything, so end, write, Okay, so I will stop the video at this point and we'll continue on part 2. I just need to copy the configuration files. Alright, so we go here and Cisco VDI pass, Cisco Cisco VDI pass, Cisco con pass. Yep. Enable, show, run command. It's not responding again. Just need for it to come back. Come on. R1 is responding. Yeah, R2 now is responding. So I'll just say right and show run. Let's do this here. Cisco con pass, enable mode, Cisco VDI pass. Oh, that's enable. Cisco enable pass. What was the password for sorry. Oh, con enable Cisco con pass. Not this one, let's try the other one. Cisco auxiliary pass. Cisco VTY pass. Forgot the password on this one. It's Cisco 12345. Yes. So we write this one. Show run. And just save them because we are going to use them back in next video. I just need it till here. Copy. Alright, so this is R3. Let's do R2. That's R2 and R1. That's R1. And this is the end of part 1 of this lab.